Hello everybody, this is Join Dota. No, this is not Join Dota. This is me just, I don't know, having to restart Dota. But either way, my name is HeflaTV. I'm casting here with Krendis. We are here for the Join Dota League Season 3 Division 2 America. And now I'm just fast loading in. I don't know what the problem is. Like, since the last update of Dota, which was just like half an hour ago, the system is pretty unstable. Like, sometimes network is lost. Doesn't really matter. I'm loading back in, and let's hope it holds for now. Grinders, are you with me?
I am with you.
Oh, welcome back. You were on vacation, you left us alone, but finally we have you back.
Yep, glad to be back. So it seems that I'm the only one looking at the draft screen now, or are you in the game?
No, I'm looking at the draft screen as well. I mean, actually, my game capture is not working anymore on the draft, but yeah, I'm just swapping into the normal one, so it should be fine right now. Yes, it is fine.
Excellent, yeah. So as you said, I have been on vacation for a couple weeks, but I did watch all of TI4, and that was interesting. But yeah, pretty standard stuff for this patch at least, as far as the bans are concerned. Batrider, Razor, Lycanthrope, and Doom taken out, and Faceless Void first pick. The Batrider ban in the first stage is a little bit interesting, but just something NoES Spirit don't want to play up against.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, so far it goes relatively along the meta, at least when it comes to the Lycan and the Doom, but I don't know, the Batrider that this actually gets into the first ban, quite unusual. The Razor, I can understand that absolutely, but let's see. The Void is being picked here, Amata Gaming, they want to secure that, and now of course Earth Spirit, they have to decide if they really want to counter pick already, as in getting, for example, the Skywrath Mage away. I mean, securing that one is always easy, but nope, they saved the Shadow Shaman, which means if Amada wanted to, they could go for the Skywrath, which is an amazing synergy between those two heroes.
On the same token, Shadow Shaman and Death Prophet also work very well with the Faceless Void, and as standalone heroes, they're very good at pushing towers and fit into the sort of Death Ball push meta that we saw at TI4, and can be very scary to go up against. And on the dire side, these two heroes great in the Roshan pit.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, they they have an easy time with Roche if they really go both at the same time. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? Like, my tongue is blah, blah, blah. Either way, it's a Brewmaster. Okay, they want to secure the heavy heroes right now, like those with the big ultimates, but not quite something with synergy. That gives, of course, no Earth Spirit the chance to actually ban something out. Something that I didn't expect is the Pugna, because I don't know, this might be offlane Void Brewmaster mid, and then I would have imagined, I don't know, something else in the safe lane, or maybe this is even a Faceless Void. I don't know how the Canadians here play the entire thing. But yeah, Witch Dog, for example, Skywrath Mage, these are horrible heroes. You don't really want to have them if there's a Chrono, because they can just do amazing damage into the Chrono.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, the Pugna's interesting. I think they might be scared of Decrepify against Death Prophet Ultimate as well as Shadow Shaman Wards. But still, it doesn't really feel that it synergizes well with Faceless Void and Brewmaster, so an interesting ban to be sure. Yeah, I'm not really feeling this Brewmaster pick here with the Faceless Void, because he can't put damage into the Chronosphere with the Faceless Void, so pretty much how the initiations are going to go is either going to start out with the Chronosphere and then follow up with the Brewmaster Ultimate, or start with the Brewmaster Ultimate and then follow up with the Chronosphere, but Faceless Void's going to be the one that needs to do damage, unless they have another pick or the supports that pick up, like a Witch Doctor, or something along those lines, can synergize with the Void.
Yep, absolutely, but it doesn't look like they really want to. Now Earth Spirit, they can secure even more. They need definitely another core coming for their safe lane. I mean, so far they have the Death Prophet, that's our candidate for the mid. Death Prophet versus Brewmaster matchup in the mid, it's okay-ish. Like, it's pretty balanced as such. Like, nobody should get like a solo kill of each other, and they decide to go for offline, which is the Tidehunter, obviously, and this Tidehunter will have a good time so far, because there's really nothing that could harm him. But let's see what else is coming. Third pick here now for Armada.
Yeah, this Tidehunter pick pretty much leaves Nowhere Spirit open to a lot of options. They could even throw the Tidehunter mid against the Brewmaster, if they choose to do so. Brewmaster has a very tough time in that lane, and if they put him solo versus the Faceless Void, they could go aggressive as well to keep the supports off of the Death Prophet in the mid. So, I don't know, a lot of things that they could use this Tidehunter for, and I'm quite liking the pick. I think it synergizes well with what they're planning to do with the first two picks, Shadow Shaman and Death Prophet. Being able to initiate these fights is very important, and well, a Kunkka for No Other Spirit.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. Now, that is something the Void has to really deal with, because the problem with the Void is that there might be actually the Chrono might be a perfect setup for Ship and Torrent. Like mostly when you see the Faceless Void just chipping away one of your mates, you just put a Torrent under him, and unless he has a unless he has a BKB, then yeah, that's kind of bad. But Keeper of the Light is coming out, which is interesting because the Keeper of the Light, like, it doesn't make any sense to me because it's like a counter push, but it's not a counter push at all. Like the exorcism is not targeted by it, as well as the nether wards, I say. What mass serpent wards? Hefla, go to bed. Seriously, you need sleep. The mass serpent wards are not affected by it, so like even if he is completely pushing out the creep wave, like there will be still residual damage before the backdoor protection kicks in. And if there's, for example, a siege engine or anything that survives and keeps up the backdoor protect or keeps down the backdoor protection, like they will just chip away these towers. So I don't really understand the coddle pick at the moment.
Yeah, I think Rubik would have been enough counter push with the Fade Bolt, and I think Rubik fits more into the lineup that they have. I don't know, there's some interesting synergies that you can have with the Keeper of the Light, especially considering split push with the ultimate being able to relocate your carry into the team fights with Keeper of the Light's ultimate. So we'll have to see what they're going to play around with this. They're going to ban out the Weaver.
Yep, that's quite interesting because I didn't see the Weaver coming. But what you said is definitely interesting. I mean, having a keeper of the light on the pitch means really that the Faceless Void can, for most of the time, of course, try to really, like, I don't know, split push, farm on a solo lane somewhere, while the rest of those guys here, the Brewmaster especially, tries to like create some space. And whenever there's really like a serious team fight breaking out, he just gets the Faceless Void in, and then he can set up the Chrono. And that even is a nice setup, as in if the Keeper of Light is really already in midst of the fight and the summon is coming, then the Faceless Void actually doesn't need to use Time Walk if the placement or like the positioning is right. So that's quite decent, but let's see what's coming. I mean, the Kunkka, we don't know in what position he's played yet, but it has to be the safe lane. But it might as well also be support Kunkka, which we've seen many times, like a Kunkka who goes really from minute 1 for Torrent X-Mark build, just for the setup, and then the Shadow Shaman will follow up, plus whatever damage is coming afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see with this last pickup. No Earth Spirit have a lot of different laning options that they could do, as mentioned earlier. So I don't know. I'm not sure how they decide to play these. I've seen these players on different teams, but this is the first time I've seen this squad of No Earth Spirit play together.
Yep, definitely. Like, I mean, they have like glaciers and fish. I don't know, like, I don't know the other people, like me, Katira, Slain. I've heard Slain already, and Fenner Soyan, I've seen him before. I thought he was in No Earth Spirit, but he's listed here as a stand-in, but I don't know. Maybe they just grouped up for the American division here, who knows. As I said, the last time I've seen those two teams is like 3 or 4 months ago, and that was in the JDL Season 2. And I don't know, since then it's been really quiet around them. They haven't qualified themselves for the playoffs. So therefore, like, we haven't seen them. But let's see. After today, I can pretty much evaluate the players and the team, so we can make some predictions for all our crazy betting people there in the chat.
No Earth Spirit are going to go ahead and round out their lineup with a Luna. It's going to give them a lot more early push with the Aura coming out. And I don't know, I'm really not sure how they're going to lane this. I'm going to assume that the Shadow Shaman and Kunkka are going to roam around a little bit in the early game, probably looking for boots first on the Shadow Shaman to try to secure kills on the Faceless Void and Brewmaster, but a Meepo pick for Armada Gaming.
Yeah, Meepo for Armada, okay. That makes no sense to me at all, because it doesn't synergize with the Faceless Void, and now that the Brewmaster is picked up, so this is a utility Void in the offline, Brewmaster mid, and then Coddle, Rubik, and the Meepo in the safe lane. It's I guess an interesting setup, but now they get Luna. I mean, look at the AoE we got. Like, we have Shock, we have Exorcism, Crypt Swarm, then we have the Anchor Smash. We have, I don't know, so much, the Ravage even, then the Tidebringer is gonna do even AoE damage. Now the Luna with the Claves, plus the Eclipse. Like, I don't know, this Meepo, like, you couldn't probably pick worse, like, into this draft. Like, I think the Meepo is one of the worst the worst picks here into it, so I'm really looking forward how they're gonna play it. It's Ink. I mean, Ink is famous for his Meepo. Like, I know this guy playing it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's enough. Individual skill versus a better draft. Let's see. Either way, we gotta introduce the teams, and I'm starting here in the offlane. For the Radiant side, we have Jolly Joker on the Faceless Void. In the mid, we're gonna have Mr. Monkeys forever. Then in the safe lane, starting him with the Coddle, we have Footsie, Footsie, or however you're gonna pronounce it, Rollo on the Rubik, and of course Ink playing here the Meepo.
And on the Dire side safe lane, we're going to have Fan of Soin playing on the Looney. He's going to be supported by Fish on the Shadow Shaman as well as the Kunkka, played by Glacius. Towards the mid lane, we're going to have a Death Prophet played by Mikatira? Alex? Yep. I'll just call him Alex. Let's see, and then Stan and Slane going to be taking the offlane Tidehunter.
Yep, that's how it is. Like, the laning is not surprising at all on both lanes. We absolutely predicted it right, and I guess it's like the most crucial thing that is really needed now is how do they get through the laning. I mean, right now, the laning, I think the Tidehunter is going to do quite well. Then again, they have Telekinesis, they have a net, plus a Coddle Blast, which is... the Illuminate is going to deal quite some damage on a Tidehunter. It's nothing the Kraken Shell is Absorb, for example. The only good thing is, of course, with Kraken Shell, you have the chance of, like, proccing it, so you're getting out of the CC. But that's pretty much about it. So here, gotta be really careful. In the mid, I already mentioned it, this is gonna be a relatively equal one. It's ranged versus melee, but the Drunken Haste build is coming out of the Panda, and therefore, yeah, I don't know. Mikatira, he's gonna have, like, quite a hard time.
Yeah, I don't know. Slane is going to have the option to go ahead and use those Ancients if he's able to stack them. Currently, they are blocked by Radiant Observer wards, so it will be a little bit further on into the game before he has that available to him. So for this early game, at least, this Tidehunter is going to have a little bit of a rough start. Mostly just due to the positioning on the Dire offlane, not having the ability to pull. Faceless Void should be able to get more levels out of this lane, at least. But, I don't know. Both
but it's a
offlaners should
dangerous
be...
lane, though.
Yeah.
Like one X mark, just one X mark is holding him long enough in position, or maybe even on level 3 they go, but then he needs Time Walk. He needs Time Walk so badly, like he needs at least level 2 or level 3 Time Walk to make it out of the shackles. Like, it will be X mark the spot as an initiator, then there will be shackles, and then all the damage income. And if he still survives because he is some lucky bastard with backtrack, then of course, yeah, he can still use the Time Walk, but let's see. For now, they just put some harass into him.
Yeah, Monkeys took a lot of harass in the mid lane, was forced to salve up. Looks like he just ate one too many Crypt Storms, but we'll be just fine. Death Prophet does have that bottle running, and we'll be able to spam out those Crypt Storms fairly liberally, and Brewmaster also has his running out as well.
Yep, absolutely, and there is a pause reason unknown for now, at least. In the mid, actually, we had the Crypt Swarm and right-click harass of Katira was quite decent on the Panda. Like, both heroes have now a bottle. It's just arriving, like a full bottle is just arriving to the Panda, so he should be fine for now, but he had to pop himself. That was just too much damage, and the bottle was just too far away, so at the moment, yep, he's really doing a good job. Now he's also calling G, which means, yes, the game shall commence.
Yep, I don't know, for now, passive lanes. Kunkka hasn't managed to find himself level 2 just yet, is operating the pole for the Dire side, and should be able to pick up his level 2 fairly quickly. And once they do have the X marks available, they might make an aggressive move on the Faceless Void, but for now they're going to rely on the Shadow Shaman catching him out. I don't know, Fish is just going to trade some right clicks with the Faceless Void.
Yep, that's pretty much it. It's just about, like, getting some harass on him, that whenever the supports are in the right level, then they want to go, and they need maybe here and there something before. That's really important. Now we have
as soon as
sorry.
As soon as Kunkka hit level 2, Jolly Joker played very far back, as well as just Fish harassing him with level 2 Ether Shock and Shackles both available.
Yep, absolutely, and yep, he just wants that lane. I like that Void out of the lane, like really, really badly. That Shadow Shaman is such a little pesty bugger at the moment. But so far, it's relatively, game where there's not much happening. The only thing, there is actually the Tidehunter now having, I don't know, getting some harass, but of course Coddle was hit before with the Anchor Smash, and a Coddle minus 60%, that's pretty much only 20 right click left. That's not much to go with, to be honest.
Absolutely not, especially when you're taking the 10 off the top from Kraken Shell. Yeah, that just tickles the tide.
That just tickles for him. But let's see. He picked up boots, and I guess with the 2 tangos he still has left, he's gonna try Arcane Rush. But then again, I'm not sure if his HP is enough. We also have to see what the Coddle is going for. Do we have a Coddle Blast build, like with the Illuminate, or do we have a Mana Leak build, which is also quite popular whenever we see a Coddle. And it's funny to say popular, because Coddle is not popular at all. But now, maybe they want to go here on a Titan, or maybe this is just harass. No telekinesis is coming out. Rollo, now he's putting him back, but of course the Anchor Smash. No, it's not gonna hit on all people. It's all about Ink actually, I don't know, getting the net, but they're trying to cut his way. He's going the other direction. He still has a TP, and yeah, he's gonna use it. Is there anything they can... Nope, there's nothing they can interrupt him with. And this is also the downside of, like, Illuminate and the Chakram build, because, I don't know, like the Chakra magic, the mana burn here would have been interesting. Look how far he ran.
Yeah,
oh,
definitely.
Look at mid. There, Panda is going balls on the death profit. It won't be enough, but look at those crits. Like the first guaranteed he got, and then one right after. So in the end, yeah, quite some harass damage on the death profit, but his bottle is gonna arrive pretty much soon here in the mid.
Oh, Faceless Void in the top lane. Just caught the end of that first blood. It looks like they were able to combo correctly their spells. Shackles into the Torrent with the Ether Shock, as well as the Lucid Beam thrown out by the Luna.
He died so fast. I just saw him under attack, and by the time I switched the camera there, he was already gone. Like that was the X marked the spot Torrent plus the Shackles, and then the Luna was just doing the rest. Did he even get credit for it? No, the Kunkka actually got the right click there, but let's see. Rollo rotated in here, and the 2 supports relatively low. They are both on the Clarities, and there, yep, there is it. Jolly is gonna interrupt that Clarity, but still, like if they wanted to, there is now a combination. It's not enough for the Kunkka, at least for his combo, like X mark plus Torrent. He needs 20 more mana, but it's still ticking, so it's all good. I don't know how long the Rubik is gonna stay here, if he's gonna be forever, so they're gonna make this a dual lane. That actually might happen.
Yeah, I don't know. If they don't leave the Rubik here, it would have been a very interesting rotation. I don't know, didn't really accomplish much. The Luna was going back to base after finishing up that Midas.
Oh, in the mid, there's the ultimate, and now Boulder's coming out here. The Fire Panda, of course, burning a lot away, but oh my god, the jukes for real. That's the question. Like, yes, he actually jukes him down, and is there a Cyclone? He doesn't have enough rotation duration on it. That's the problem. So in the end, the Prophet is getting out, but 2 TPs here. Even the Luna's coming in. The problem is Fish doesn't have enough mana, but of course there's Stain. He doesn't have Gush, and the body block failed as well. So the Panda at the moment doing quite well, and he's even stalling some time. And now he still doesn't have a Thunderclap. That's of course too bad. He just received the double damage here, and in the end, it's just more or less a face-off. But that was, I don't know, that was quite intense for Ban Earth rotating like 2 people in there, plus the Tidehunter coming his way, and in the end he just gets away, plus even gets the double damage rune. Not really worth it.
Yeah, just a miscalculation by the Shadow Shum not having mana for those Shackles to keep the Brewmaster in place. Had they had that, they might have been able to get the return kill onto Monkeys Forever after his extension down towards the tier 2. But in the end, it's not going to amount to much. Phantom Soyan does have some decent farm under his belt, just the Midas as well as a Ring of Protection and 500 gold about. But with the absence of these supports, they have left the Faceless Void a little bit more room to breathe. Level 5 on the Faceless Void, and has managed to find himself boots as well as a poor man's shield, and compare that to the Tidehunter's level 4.
Yep, absolutely, and I'm actually impressed by Luna's farm there. I mean, the level is obviously a bit lower because he was in a tri-lane. I mean, the Kunkka didn't show up for all the time, but the Rasta was most of the time there, so of course a bit low in level. Now he got the Eclipse. Eclipse, of course, might have been needed to get, for example, the Panda down, but I don't know, like, at least he has a Midas ticking, and that one really early. That was, like, what, a 6-minute Midas? But oh,
yeah, the bottom, lift on the Kunkka Rollo going to pull him back up, but the Exorcism doing decent damage back to the Rubik. There's going to be a net coming out from Ink. Well, the X-Mark is going to bring it back into the Torrent. They're going to combo that one correctly. Now they're just going to surround him, bring down Ink fairly easily. It looks like that's going to be the end of it. Exorcism, only level 1, probably not going to be able to force down this tower, especially with the Keeper of Light spamming out, but a high priority kill for Ban Earth.
Yeah, absolutely. The Meepo was doing quite well because the Luna rotated into mid, and therefore she lost a lot of farm. And whoa, they just got another kill here. The Brewmaster in the mid, just like that, killing the Shadow Shaman. Looking up, he almost died instantly, but they're diving here bottom. The problem is the Tidehunter, he doesn't have Ravage. If they had Ravage, they would probably get a double kill here. But no, it was just not enough, and this means they have to head off. But it's crazy. On each and every lane, there is a Crashen, and the Panda, I don't know, having such a good start, he just ate this poor Rasta. He died almost instantly.
Yeah, Monkeys didn't even need to use the ultimate. It just barely came off of cooldown. Ink, maybe looking for a kill onto this Luna, just going to smack it a couple times with his mace. Not going to throw out any nets or anything. He poofs in one Meepo, and now here comes both of them. They should be able to get Phantom Storm fairly easily. If Faceless Void gets the last hit.
Yep, there was a rotation here. The Kunkka actually came in, but it was far too late. The Luna really tried to juke, tried to do something, like tried to bait out the net in the wrong direction, but no. Ink there was patient enough, wait till she was pretty much boxed in, and then bam, net, and easy. Poof, poof, poof. And there we go. Either way, we are almost in the 9th minute. I'm showing the net worth already, and there we see the Panda is doing really well at the moment. Like his lane, even though he got juked by the Death Prophet, it was still okay what he did. Plus now he got that freebie with the Rasta in mid, so it's all good. But do we have another? Oh yeah, Brewmaster wants to come in, and he gets the Rasta again. Ultimate is gonna be there, and the poor Kunkka, he's going down. The Rasta actually, no, he went back. So, but Jolly Joker is there, and they have a chrono. If they want to, they have a chrono. Oh, but the shackles, and they eclipse everything on that Void. He's just melting down. Cyclone on the Luna, but yeah, Panda, you gotta run. Actually, he doesn't even need to run. He just blinks out, and Fish can't really do anything against that.
In the end, a 1-for-1 trade favoring Panda Spirit, as all they lost was that support Kunkka. That's really not all that important. I'd say that the Faceless Void, definitely a better kill. Both teams spend a fairly large ultimate for Brewmaster ultimate, as well as the Luna Eclipse. So in the end, slight win for Banner.
Look at bottom. There's a rotation. Death Prophet maybe wants to use something. Oh, but there is the ship here on the Rubik, and it's gonna hit. He's left with 100 HP. But there's a chrono coming out. They get the Rubik kill, but still, now Ink is there. Do they get a net? No, they just want to go back because otherwise they would pop the Exorcism. To be honest, I think committing here, getting the Exorcism out and then going back might have been an interesting choice. But then, of course, we have the Kunkka, and with X mark the spot, you're not really getting away. But the Panda is coming in. There's the Thunderclap. He's going down so fast. Now the question is, does the Death Prophet achieve anything with this? Because oh god, the Titan is coming in. Ravage, 3, 2, 1. No, they don't even need it. With the Crypt Swarm, they just get him down. The Panda for a Kunkka. That's not a good trade after all.
Yeah, pretty much, and they also lost the Rubik earlier than that, and the Chronosphere. Really, all that Chronosphere did was secure the kill on the Rubik. He wasn't able to do any damage inside the Chronosphere, and they didn't have any backup damage for him as well. Bottom tier 1 tower going to take a lot of damage. Doesn't look like they're going to glyph for this. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to give that one away in mid. We have a net going the way of Fish, and now the X-Torrent going to pull back the Meepo. Net going to throw back onto the Kunkka, but the wards going to secure the kill onto Ink. And now Rolo going to be in a full retreat. In the end, it's just going to be a death for the Meepo.
Oh, and look, bottom. I mean, there's still a Ravage, but the Panda is still going in. He has his no, he doesn't have his ultimate. 20 seconds still. I don't know if he wanted to bait something out or if he just wanted to drive them away. But in the mid, the Rubik is going down. Fish just got still like a shackle on that Rubik. I don't know what the Rubik was doing there, but I guess that was X mark the spot own. Either way, Bun Earth, like their Kunkka is definitely working out, and the most important thing is space created. That Luna, like after she rotated really early, now she got a kill top. The Midas is still ticking on cooldown, and she's farming quite decently. She's of course ahead in net worth right now. The Death Prophet right after. Then come of course the 3 cores of Armata, but still, like this is 400, 600-ish, so that was almost 1,000 net worth more on those 2 cores.
Yeah, I don't know. An interesting item choice on Death Prophet. She went for the mechanism for his team. Well, Tidehunter probably wouldn't have been able to secure that much farm, especially since his Ancients were blocked earlier on in the game. So I quite like this if they are going to start 5-manning down towers, just ensuring that they'll get that early enough. Monkey's going to eat a Crypt Storm and then pop an Invisibility Rune and a couple bottle charges.
Yep, there's the race for the bottom rune, but he should have Blink. He should be faster in theory. There, he gets it, and now the Thunderclap, no, he doesn't get the Thunderclap through, but still, like with all those strike clicks, he still has an ultimate, but he's hexed, and now he's really owned. Like, he's just owned. So much disable. X-Mark, Torrent, Hex, Shackle, Silence, that poor Panda. Like, he really wanted his ultimate, but no, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I don't know, a beautifully timed silence coming out from Alex, canceling that clap mid-animation, making sure he didn't get that ultimate off, just chaining their spells together very well. So in the end, I don't know, Banner Spirit looking a lot stronger. They're going to lift up Glacius, but there's just not a lot of follow-up here. They're going to silence up the Faceless Void. Can't even get the Chronosphere off. Now he's going to be torrented. Boat's coming through. Doesn't look like it's going to land on much, but will give the boat buff to a couple of the heroes. And now Jolly Joker trying to focus down the Kunkka, but that's really a lost cause. Did absolutely no damage. Here comes the Coddle Blast. In the end, Serpent Ward for Chronosphere.
Yeah, 120 seconds Chronosphere for Exorcism and the wards coming out, as well as the the Tidehunter, like being in position to use the Ravage. I think that was a okayish trade, because that Chrono would have not led to anything but
jumps
the Panda.
in, he uses the split after the Earth Clap, now he's going to stun up Glacius, trying to focus down the Immolation Aura, doing work on the Glacius. Will he have enough damage? He should. He's going to not dive past the tower, and he's going to back off and let Glacius go, focusing on a more high priority target, Alex, going to be stunned up, but in the end, these Brewmaster splits just not doing much. He throws people in the air and makes a little bit of chaos, but there's just not a lot of follow-up.
Nope, there's no follow-up at all. Like, I mean, Ink wasn't there, the Faceless Void actually TP'd top. Like, when that engagement comes, to be honest, I think this is kind of miscommunication, because, I mean, the Kunkka was supposed to go down, but they didn't want to commit because they know there is still a Tidehunter, there is still a Ravage. If they commit, they're all just gonna run into the Ravage, and there's a Shaka and a Hex following up, as well as the Ether Shock. He had mana for everything, and of course, that Cyclone on a Death Prophet is also not holding forever, which means Crypt Swarm would have come in, as well as the Silence. So, I think after all, it was the right decision to not make anything happen there. But then also, of course, also kind of sad that he didn't get that kill on the Kunkka. The Kunkka, he's quite tanky, I'd say. I mean, for the fact that he's a roaming support, because he has the Magic Wand done as well as the Urn. It's not crazy like his HP boost with that, but still, it's enough to keep him alive, especially against the level 1 Panda ultimate.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm still waiting for this Meepo to really show his true colors. He's rushing towards that Aghanim Scepter. Only about 600 gold off, and we'll have to see if he's going to put that to good use. As of now, I don't know, all this Meepo's really done is died twice. So, I don't know, we'll have to see if Ink is going to start carrying this game. They will get to tier 1 tower from the top lane. They're going to TP back in droves. Here comes the Tidehunter. He has the Ravage. He's going to throw it on nothing. Time walk away from the Faceless Void, and it looks like they're all going to get out safely.
Yep, it definitely looks like that Void. That was just perfect timing. They got nothing to interrupt there. So, in the end, it is 4 and 8, 15 minutes in, and oh, wait, I was too early there. Coddle is actually dying. The Luna, the Luna with the Eclipse is just, bringing him there. Now the question is, does Meepo have anything? No, he's rushing the Aghanim Scepter. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah, I don't know, he does have level 4 in that net, so he was in range. Well, in mid lane, we're going to have a Torrent thrown out. Not really going to do all that much. They exit Monkey's Fervor back into them. The net's going to miss because they telekinesis them back into it. Bow coming through. Here comes the boost coming out from the Meepo. They're doing decent damage to the Death Prophet, but she's still alive, going to silence up the Meepo. She should fall. Looking forward coming out from Monkey's Forever. They'll be able to get that kill, but it took them quite a long time, but no retribution kills coming out across the map, or in mid, rather.
Yep, and at the same time we have Fish here on a Shadow Shaman. He just snuck that tower top. He was like, oh guys, you know, you're all busy, let's get that tower. It was all good. Either way, I actually wanted to show the crafts, but apparently, like, the players disagree with me. They show more and more action now. And let's see, we have a Zeta Tormenta actually, but this one is actually supposed to stack, but right now it's just used for, I don't know, hitting the tower, trying to deny whatsoever. But let's see, they want to commit to the tower, and no, they can't really deny it, and that gives me those seconds to actually show the crafts. Looking at the experience, Armada started quite okay-ish, had a 1000k lead, but it was completely turned around. A 5k swing to Ban Earth. Like, with the last pickoff, they lost the 1k. It's just updated as we speak, and the same pretty much goes for the gold. They had like a 3.5-ish 4k lead, and now down to 2k. So yeah, Armada is everything but out of here. Let's see how this goes. The Panda, in the meantime, he's just farming the enemy Ancients. Why not? He got a double damage. Yeah,
Ink has finished his Aghanim Scepter, so one more Meepo for himself. In these teamfights, he's taking a lot of the experience away from these supports. Rubik and Coddle are both, or 7 and 5 respectively, so really not looking too great for themselves, and no access to the Spirit Form from the Keeper of the Light, so not able to globally teleport the Meepo around or the Faceless Void into these fights. I don't know, might hinder them a little bit more. Let's see what Ink's able to do with this Aghanim Scepter. I think this is really the time they need to start showing what he can do. There's no BKB yet on the Luna. This is his time to shine.
Yep, absolutely. And the next step for the Meepo would be, of course, a Blink Dagger. He needs this initiation. It's just not enough what they have on Armata's side to like really shut someone down, unless the Panda is in and is really holding people in place. But yeah, I think the next step is then the Blink Dagger, and he's doing quite fine. Like, for the jungle, they stacked for him, so he's farming with 2 Meepos and trying to get the XP. To be honest, when we look at the player level, of course the Meepo is the fastest to level up for obvious reasons, because, yeah, Ice Rock, he really thinks that like full experience should go to all the Meepos. I kind of disagree with it. I think it should be a bit balanced, But then again, how often is Meepo picked? And I don't know. Let's see. He had like a, by the way, like in TI qualifiers and everything, he had like a little swing of popularity, but I don't know. Let's see. X marked the spot here, the Kunkka, but is there a boat flying? No, there's not, and Standen, Mr. Panda is already coming in. The boulder toss, but there's also, my god, look at this. He's already going down. There's a boat incoming, actually hitting the Rubik, but with this chrono, they get at least the Death Prophet down, and now the question is, what else is coming? The Rubik is unfortunately going down because he stole the Exorcism. That would have been big. But now they're chasing. With the Kunkka having X mark the spot in 1 second, they will get the coddle. That poor guy. Look at it. There's nothing he can do. He's not even level 6 where he could stall some time with the blinding light. No chance.
Yeah, I don't know, Meepo in the end of that just kind of poofed out of dodge, went up to the top lane with the majority of his Meepos, left one down in bottom to make sure that he could rejoin the fight. But there's your Blink Dagger up on Ink. I don't know, still, that last fight could have gone a lot better for the Radiant side with that Exorcism on the Rubik. Had it been able to keep that online, I don't know, it's just so hard for a Rubik when you get Exorcism, you don't have enough HP really to support that. We have smoke coming out from the Dire team, going straight into the Roshan pit, and with Fan of Soyan, with the Helm of the Dominator, as well as the Midas and Serpent Wards committed to this, they should be able to take this fairly quickly. I'm not sure if
the
their
Panda,
team knows about this.
The Panda is there. Do they have vision? If they don't have vision, he might snatch this Aegis. Look at it. Look at it go. Look at it go. In before snatch. In before snatch. Does he get it? Roshan is down and he got it. And this is so funny. Either way, there is Ink. He's coming in, but the Ravage is coming out at the same time. At the shock and the boat. The boat actually not connecting, but oh my god, the Eclipse doing so much damage. In the meantime, the Panda is going down. The Aegis is triggered, but of course, we have nothing. That Faces Void X marked the spot on him, but do they at least get a Titan kill? It doesn't seem like it. He's picking up a regeneration rune, but gets interrupted. And now, oh my god, that Panda, he has to run. Crit Swarm is interrupting the last charge of his bottle, and X marked the spot. Again, too late with that Blink Dagger. Like, this X marked the spot is doing so much work.
Absolutely, I think this Kunkka pick is, I don't know, played very well in the hands of Ban Earth Spirit. I don't know, I think support Kunkka deserves a little bit more play. We've seen him, unlike DK and other teams experimenting with him and using him to fairly large success. I don't know, the boat buff is just ridiculous. 10 seconds where you're taking that little damage. There were so many heroes on Ban Earth Spirit that were so low during that fight, but in the end, none of them died. Now they're able to heal back up to full, and in the end, cute play coming out from Monkey stealing the Aegis, but he lost it immediately. 4 heroes dead, and nothing lost on the side of Ban Earth.
He should have just gone back, like snatch the Aegis and just get the hell out of there, because that would have been their advantage, exactly the advantage they need. But they had no Primal Split, they had no Chrono, yet they were engaging. And also now, you see, they're pushing, and it's so fast, and there's nothing Coddle can do. I mean, yeah, level 2 Illuminate, that's like, nobody is really caring about this anymore. Like, do they have a mech done yet? No, not a mech, but we have a pipe soon on a Tide Hunter, but I can't even believe that. No, the mech, there it is, on a Death Prophet. Yeah, this is gonna be pipe on the Death Prophet, the other way around. Tide Hunter, pipe, and the mech on the Death Prophet. So they don't really care anymore about this Illuminate, especially when it's only level 2.
Definitely, I don't know, it's one of the risks of losing a fight up against these pushing lineups. If you lose a fight, you're going to lose towers. It's pretty much just a fact, and yeah, I think they'd be better off avoiding that fight, but they got that newly acquired Blink Dagger on the Meepo. They wanted to make that their time to shine, but Meepo blinked into the Ravage and ended up just being focused down by all of the AoE.
And the Eclipse as well. Like, he got everything. I think he got the maximum amount of Lucent Beams there in the Eclipse, plus then the Claves, plus I don't know what else. The Ravage was there, Anchor Smash was there. Like, it was just too much. The Meepo just got bursted down right away, not enough HP. That was kind of unfortunate, but I don't know, you could have foreseen this. It was not like rocket science. I mean, the Panda like really scouted everything out, but do we see now a smoke here by an Earth Spirit, or why are they actually gathering here? There's no
I
smoke.
have no idea. It's a very interesting place to gather. They're pinging it out. Maybe they just didn't pick up the smoke. Possibly a little bit of miscommunication. I don't know. They're going to divvy up the chores and farm the lane as well as the Ancients here for Slain. They aren't stacked, however, but does have that pipe finished. And another pickup, we're going to have a Blink Dagger up on Glacius, so he's going to be able to find those perfect angles for the boats, as well as just being able to catch people out with the X marks. It's just going to be that much more effective.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm kind of impressed by is that the Faces Void, he completely ignores the fact that a Mask of Madness is kind of I don't know, the standard item to go for. Like the majority of Faceless Voids, like at least by the statistics, goes for Mask of Madness, then into Arcanum Scepter, but he rushed the Arcanum Scepter right away. And to be honest, he is 1000 gold away from it, so the timing is actually still okay-ish, even for the fact that he died so often. But I mean, right now it's a 100-second chrono, and if he gets it, of course, before level 60, it's still a 60-second chrono. But oh my god, Brewmaster.
Monkey is in so much trouble. They're going to get the Hex off as well as the Silence. Now they're going to pull him back. He's shackled up, torrented up, and now he's just surrounded. He's missing a lot of those attacks, but in the end, the Ether Shock for good measure. They get the kill.
He was already casting it, like he was in the cast animation. You saw him, like him triggering the entire thing and all. Even more dangerous, the Luna finds the invisibility rune. Are meant like, oh god, they have no idea what's happening here. The two supports, look at this. Rolo being scouted out, and there it is.
I'm actually kind of surprised he committed the Eclipse for that, but in the end, that's a very dead Rubik.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, and now the tier 2 and tower in the top lane is going to be under siege. Cuddle's going to try his best, but he doesn't even kill the range creep. Mechanism back up, and that's a lost tier 2 tower. I don't know, honestly, I'm not really feeling this Aghanim Scepter on the Faceless Void. They don't really have enough damage to pump into the Chrono to really make it worthwhile. I probably would have preferred the Mask of Madness, to be honest. I don't know. The siege is going to begin from Ban Earth Spirit. They don't need a Roshan. They're just going to drop their Surfer Wards, drop the Mantis off from the Luna, and Exorcism. This tower is just going to melt. It's the burden of AG to jump into this.
Yep, absolutely, and that's exactly what I've been talking about. Oh, but there's a Chrono.
Chronosphere. It's not really going to land on that much that he can focus down. The Death Prophet just taking no damage in the backlines. Fan of Soyan focuses down the Coddle. And, well, the barracks are under siege. Melee barracks as well as the range barracks taking a decent amount of damage. Brewmaster ultimate on the backlines. He's going to purge up the Shadow Shaman, trying to focus down one of these supports. He gets the Fire Panda hitting on him, but in the end, their structures are falling too quickly. They're going to lose the range melee barracks, and Ban Earth can just back off here. Much further, he's on the wrong side, but here comes the Booth in coming out. But a nice Ravage will delay things for now. Ink Dota, he does have those boosts available. He's going to net up Slain, and now try to go for this. But now, I don't know. They should be able to cancel that TP. I thought he had another net available. Now they're going to go on to Alex. Alex trying to run away. The net going to be on the mark, coming out from the Meebo. Now the Poof's coming out. They should be able to focus her down fairly easily. 2 heroes down on the side of Ban Earth, but I don't know, for the cost of melee barracks at this point in the game, 25 minutes in, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, sacrificing those two for the melee racks, that is definitely worth it. And the Meepo came really in very late. He got the tier 2 bottom lane, but I don't know if that was really worth the trade. He came in too late, and the Ravage was still ready for him. Like, the Tidehunter held on to that Ravage like it's some really precious thing. But he couldn't net, by the way, because he was silenced. Like, the Death Prophet silence hit really everything. Oh, but Rolo, did he hit the X mark the spot? I didn't even see it because it was in the river, but oh my god, they're gone in. There's the Gush, and just one hit is required. But he's going the other way. No, who's gonna get it? No, nobody. Now there we have it, the Blink Dagger. I didn't even see that one coming out. Kunkka just got a Blink Dagger. Oh god.
And he's almost at a 4-staff, just a couple gold away. 1 CS is all he needs for that one. And, well, the mobility coming out from this Kunkka is absolutely ridiculous at this point.
I actually hate the 4-staff on the Kunkka. I think the Blink Dagger would have been enough, because with that, he can really initiate, like, for the X-mark the spot and everything, but oh my god, look at this. Like, he just X-marked the Luna, Luna putting her Manta illusions top, and then they just continue bottom push. That's just nice play. Like, look at the Manta illusions. Okay, the micro is not that good. Now he's actually microing them. He wasn't on auto attack with them, but either way, they're just gonna help push out top while he is just pushing bottom. Like, I really like that play. They utilize this Kunkka very well.
Yeah, you're pretty much getting the Keeper of Delight ultimate without having to pick a Keeper of Delight, which is very beneficial, having that global map pressure. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like the 4-staff, just the ability to kite out these heroes, 4-staff away from a Meepo net. I think the utility of 4-staff is always good. I'm not sure what else he would have bought.
Damage.
Interested to hear damage. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Fair
because
enough.
you have now Blink Dagger for initiation if you want to chase something, and if you want to like do counter push, for example, you get a Chrysalis, you X mark yourself, then you go in front. You Tidebringer the entire creep wave, and you go back. That's the good thing about the Kunkka. That's what I also like, for example, about the Wraith King support. These are heroes that can transition into a lot of damage, like on top of their nice support. I mean, nobody can take this support away from him anymore. So I don't know. And look what we got. We have the same stuff for Luna now. He is Manta. Use the Manta. Yes, and now she's back to the mid. I love this. It's just amazing. Now the Manta Illusions, he's a bit slow on the micro, but in the end, easy peasy. They're just pushing it out, even though the Meepos is now in place. Maybe he's gonna kill them.
He should be able to kill him. Yeah, just boosted a couple of Meepos. Fairly easy for him. And now we have a Satanic finish up for the Luna. She feels that she doesn't need the BKB. I don't know. I think BKB would have been good. We're going to have a jump in for Monkeys Forever. He's going to throw out the ultimate, throws the Death Prophet up into the air, really helping her, honest, with the Ghost doing damage. There's a nice Chronoster, actually caught out Ink while he poofed in, a little bit of miscommunication, and doing more harm. The good now is going to set up a Ravage coming out from the Titan. They're trying to focus him down. Here comes the Eclipse. Not focusing on the Meepos especially well, but they'll be able to get in a triple kill for Glacius with that boat coming out, and that's a team wipe. I'm not even sure what was happening. A very spread out engagement, but in the end, Banner
there was miscommunication.
Way on top.
Like the Boulder Toss should have been on the Death Prophet, and the Chrono or the Cyclone should have been on Tidehunter and Luna, so they hold back the Eclipse, they hold back the Ravage, kill the Death Prophet, and then they can see if they can pursue this fight or not. But either way, we don't even need to keep on talking. Like, they gave this game really, really fast away. Ban Earth Spirit just, yeah, I wouldn't say wrecked, but they executed very well. And this Kunkka, for me, the MVP. Like, everyone else just played their role. Also, I have to give it to the Tidehunter that his discipline was very nice, because he was holding back always to the last second. Like, he was waiting, is Meepo coming, and as soon as Meepo was coming, the Ravage came out, so that Ink didn't have any chance here to get in this game at all. And the last time he tried, he was chronoed by his own mate. It just didn't work out. Either ways, guys, this is a 2-game series. We are back in about 5 minutes for game number 2. Till then, just some music, and that's pretty much it. So be right back.